Hey guys, it's Annie. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I dye my hair at home and also giving you a few tips and tricks for how to maintain your hair coloring at home. I get so many questions on how I maintain my blue hair color. I have been blue for almost 4 years now. I have a lot of tips and tricks that I picked up along the way, so I figured I'd share them. And like I said, I get so many questions on this, so now I'll be able to direct people right to this video. So I'm going to be showing you guys which hair dye I use. I'm going to be dyeing my hair on camera with you guys right now. Actually, where the heck's my hair dye? I forgot to get it. Let me go get it. Alright, so I got the hair dyes. This is the Joico Color Intensity. So this is a semi-permanent dye, and this is in cobalt blue. So I'll just start with one of these and see if I need the second tube. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I usually use the second one in my conditioner, which I'll tell you guys about a little bit later. If you're dyeing your hair at home, you're going to want a mixing bowl, a brush, like a dye brush, and your regular brush. This is so cruddy. I can't even believe I'm showing you guys that on camera. And you're also going to want like a hair clip. This helps when you're like sectioning off pieces after you're done. I usually transfer them all to one side after I'm finished with them. But I'm just pouring this into a little mixing bowl here. If you guys don't have a mixing bowl, you can get these right on Amazon. I think they're like $10 for like a mixing bowl and a brush. And right now I have my countertop covered in aluminum foil so that I don't get this on my desk. But if you guys do get hair dye on your desk or any kind of like hard surface, Kaboom works really well to get that out. I actually have it right here. So you just want to spray this on and leave it sit. And this pretty much gets out most, if not all, the stain. It works really well for the tub too, because your first two rinse outs, sorry guys, I like ran to go grab these. But the first two times that you rinse your hair, your tub will be that color. Mine is always bright blue afterwards. So yeah, you definitely want to spray that down and then let it sit for like an hour and then rinse it and it's good. Now, if you get it on the carpet, this is a really good one. This is Bissell Pro and this is Oxy Power Shot. I get this guy right on Amazon. This was pretty cheap too. I'll have both of these linked down below in case you guys want to purchase them. But this saved my life. So I got a huge stain on the carpet probably about, I guess it was 2 months ago, the last time that I updated my hair in here. But I dropped my mixing bowl when I was finished. And I was like, oh my God, Ruben's gonna kill me. So I quickly like went on Amazon and was looking up reviews for the best products to use on stains, like what would get out hair dye. So I came across this, ordered it right away, and luckily this was before the whole pandemic, so it actually arrived in 2 days. But I had an eyeshadow palette sitting over top of the stain so that Ruben wouldn't see it. This came in perfect timing. He never noticed. Now he knows. But that got it out right away. It was a lifesaver. So my hair's not really in that bad of state right now. Like you can see right here, it's starting to get a little green because I need to re-dye it in those areas. These are more of the newly bleached areas. That's why they're turning that green color. And you can see it underneath too, like all the areas that are mainly re-bleached turn green. The rest is so saturated in blue because like I told you guys, I've been blue for like 4 years. I only go to the salon when I need to get my hair re-bleached, and I do that probably every 8 months, I guess it would be. And then I allow my hair to just grow out with whatever length it is up until that point, because I don't want a whole lot of damage. I'm already dyeing it blue all the time, so I try to lessen that damage. And I also air dry my hair. I don't use a hair dryer. I do typically straighten my hair, which is enough damage within itself, but I will never give that up. I love straight hair. But yeah, so when I go and get it re-bleached, I typically just have them dye it while I'm there, and then I just maintain it at home with my own hair dye. So when I go to the salon, they typically use Pulp Riot, because that's like the newest thing. But the very first time that I had this done and went blue, they used Joico. And I've just been in love with it ever since. It's pretty much the only hair dye that I buy. If you're looking at another brand that is like secondary to Joico that I really like, I would have to say Pravana is another really good one. If you're looking for something more vegan and natural, Pulp Riot's the way to go. But the thing is, you can't buy Pulp Riot yourself unless you have, I almost said a salon degree. What is that? I guess it's a degree? A license? Yeah, you have to be a licensed cosmetologist or a licensed hairdresser to be able to purchase that. But I don't find that it lasts nearly as long as Joico. Joico has been the one that I always go back to because it's so long lasting. And I find that my hair is really smooth after. And it doesn't bleed nearly as much as Pravana does or any of the others that I've tried. You know what guys, I forgot to put on a shirt that I really don't care about. I mean, I don't really care about this one, but I don't want it blue. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, I got my ribcage shirt on. Classic. My hair is so friggin' long, guys. Like, I need to get this cut. This is ridiculous. So I just slather this all over my hair, and then I brush it out as I go with my brush so that it coats every single hair. But I typically take this all the way up to just about my root so that it gives my natural hair like a nice darker tone so that it leads into the blue a little bit better. And then that'll just gradually fade so it won't look like crazy. It'll just come up as like a darker brown. And I got some on my face, but that's no big deal. If you're really worried about staining, you can always coat your forehead with Vaseline so that it doesn't stick to your skin. For me, I don't really care that much because I wear makeup every single day. So even if I do have a light stain, I mean, I'm going to be covering it with makeup and you're not going to see it anyway. But I do find that once I'm finished, like if I wipe that down with a makeup wipe, it won't stain my skin. Then I take my clip, I just clip it off to the side there. That way I know that this piece is done. Then we can move on. I think probably the most important thing that you need to know for color maintaining is that you need to wash your hair with cold water, which I feel like sounds worse than it actually is. You get used to it pretty easily. It is pretty annoying in the winter though when you're already freezing having to wash your hair in cold water. But like I said, you get used to it. And cold showers are better for you anyway, so it's like a win-win. Also, you don't want to wash your hair that often either. I try to get a whole entire week before I wash my hair, or at least like 5 days, and then I'll just use like dry shampoo in between. That way it just keeps the vibrancy for a lot longer, because every time you wash it, even with cool water, you're still diluting it a little bit more each time. And of course there are ways of maintaining it in between dyes. The brand that I really like using for maintaining my color is Overtone, if you guys haven't heard of them. So, I mean, they have a lot of different products, but their most popular one, and what they started with, I believe, it's like a color depositing formula that you use in the shower, and it pretty much makes it look like you just dyed your hair. It's not like a permanent thing. Like, say you have like an important meeting or something that pops up last minute and you don't have time to redo your hair. When you're in the shower, you just use that product, and it really does make it look like you just dyed your hair. There are a ton of color depositing products. I just found that that was the best one that I've ever used. I believe that they now have natural colors as well. So if you're blonde, or if you have like auburn hair or bright red, they have all those colors as well as like blue and all of like the crazy fashion colors. But if you guys are a little tight on money or just don't want to put out the extra money to get like a separate product, you can always just put the rest of your hair dye into your conditioner. And then when you go to condition your hair, you would just apply that. And then kind of do the same thing, like let it sit for maybe about 5 minutes and then rinse it out. But like I said, cold water, always. If you guys do decide to go with fashion color, definitely do your research on the coloring that you're using. Like I told you guys what I like using, but please like don't go like the Manic Panic route or any of those like really cheap dyes, like the ones that you would get at like Hot Topic. They bleed like crazy. Trust me, I've been there. I've been dyeing my hair crazy colors since I was like 17. I know all the horror stories. I've stained so many pillowcases, so many clothes using all those dyes, and they don't even last long either, so you wind up just destroying your hair. But like I said, Joico and Pravana, they don't bleed like other dyes do, so you don't have to worry about like staining things. Or if it's like drizzling outside and you're caught without like an umbrella or a hood or anything like that, it's not going to be dripping down your face. Like you're not going to have like a blue stained forehead. So you really want to be careful. Don't cheap out because it's just not worth it. If you're looking for a place to purchase Joico hair dye, I get mine on Amazon, but you need to be careful with that because I've gotten a lot of hair dyes in the past that actually weren't from the brand, and I learned that when you're buying it, you need to make sure that the seller is listed as like under like a company name. So if you're buying Joico dye, make sure that the company name is Joico and that it's not just some random person. But there are some companies out there who, well, a lot of companies, that they make popular products and then it looks nearly identical to like the original. So you buy it and then you just wasted your money completely. Also, sleekhair.com is a really good one if you're kind of sketched out from buying on Amazon. And they have so many products too. That's a great site to go to if you're looking for like other like hair dyeing brands. There's a ton on there. All right, that side is done. So we're just gonna take this down. Because sometimes if it dries in like a kink, like the color won't take completely in one area. And then you'll have like lighter pieces and darker pieces. So I try to make sure that this is all separated. Look at how strong the curl power of my hair is underneath. I have these crazy curly hairs. This is also what happens when I have like a gray hair that happens to spurt out here. It's so stubborn, like I'll wind up plucking it out. I've had to do that with probably like 3 of them, which I hate doing because I actually think gray hairs are really cute. Like I like the little tinsel look. Maybe I'm just a weirdo. I think this is also just like a tip that I found works really well. I typically dye my hair like right after washing it. Like I just washed my hair yesterday. So they do say that if you're going lighter, like if you're going to bleach your hair, that you should do it on dirtier hair. That way your hair has more oils built up so that it's almost like protection from damage. But when you're going a fashion color and you're just touching it up, like no bleach involved, I find that it helps to have a really like raw cuticle. So it's like, it just absorbs it, you know what I mean? I wonder if like hairdressers are like cringing at that, or if that actually is legit. I've just found that that's when my hair is the most vibrant and it locks in the color more. And I don't have really damaged hair. Every time I go to the salon to get it re-bleached, the people who wind up bleaching it are always really shocked when they find out how long I've been blue for, because the damage is just, I don't have much at all. If I were to re-dye my hair, what color would you guys think I should go? I've almost been thinking like an electric purple. I think that could be fun. I still really want to go forest green, but I feel like every time I've tried to do it, it hasn't really worked out. And I kind of want something that's like a real change from the blue. But at the same time, I kind of don't want to switch it. But I'm curious. I don't know. Okay, guys, so the camera turned off about partway through this second half here, which doesn't really matter. It was just kind of monotonous, just me dyeing my hair. But yeah, so this is my hair. This only took 1 tube. So again, it's just this size here. This is 4 fluid ounces, which is a lot of dye if you think about it. And I have a lot of hair. Like my hair is really thick and it's also really long. Like, I mean, you guys saw. So yeah, just for reference, 1 tube is good. I would suggest buying 2 anyway, just in case. And that way you can use the leftover in your conditioner if you wanted to try that out. But yeah, so what I do after, I take both sides down like this and I comb all the knots out with my fingers. I usually take what's left in my bin here and just go along the roots part here, just to make sure that everything has like a nice flow into the blue. Like I said before, this will just give the top of your hair a darker color. If you have brown hair as it is. If you have blonde hair, maybe you don't do that. I'm not sure. I can only speak for me because for me, this will just come across like a tint. And I typically leave this on my hair. I have like dye like everywhere. But I typically leave this on my hair for like 2 hours, which I've heard mixed things. On the instructions, I believe it was like 25 minutes to 45 minutes. And I've heard before that the longer that you leave it on, it doesn't necessarily matter because the dye's not penetrating deeper into your hair. But I do typically leave it on for like 2 hours. If you're like moving around the house and you don't want to get dye on anything, or you're being like super active, you can always put it up in a hairnet. I have a bunch of disposable hairnets that I use for that reason. So my hands are a little bit colored because I was washing this bowl and brush right before I started this one because I left dye in it from previously. Ooh, you guys are gonna see my real skin color right now. And this breakout. But yeah, see, it like comes right off. And if you're really adamant about not staining your skin, like I said, use the Vaseline beforehand. That way it won't stick to your skin. Or you can go in right away with a makeup wipe and just remove it so that it's not setting into your skin. All right, guys, so I'm going to wait 2 hours and I'll probably follow back up with you guys tomorrow because it's already like 6 o'clock at night. So, I mean, I would have to like redo my makeup and all that. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright guys, so this is the final result. I actually am filming this a few days after my original filming of the hair dye, so I can't remember what my background was for that video. So I have a pink one because I just had this one up already. But anyway, hopefully I covered all of your questions in this video. If you have any additional questions or anything that I didn't cover, ask me in the comments down below. I'll definitely make sure to respond. And yeah, make sure to give it a thumbs up if you like this video or throw me a dislike. YouTube loves that controversy. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Oh, subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Okay, bye.